down here the second from bottom or the little white one with the purple horns?
The little white one with the purple horns. It's cute.
That was a home goods buy.
Okay.
I went my partner and I went on something of a splurge this year.
I don't think
The
I've
glass one is actually
ever splurged at a home goods store. I've gone to homes, but never. But it's like, oh, we got to get this thing, and then we walk around for a little bit. I inevitably go to the aisles directly around wherever the thing is located, and then reluctantly ask an employee like, "Where is the thing located?" And then they walk me over like a jackass to between where I was looking and find it. But this is the only thing that happens when we go to the home goods store. Nothing else occurs. That is it. Then we pay and leave.
see.
But you went in and
Yeah.
you're like, I'm getting a 6 foot tall skeleton or whatever. Like you're like,
My partner had looked ahead to see like what all the like cool things were because Z didn't want to be like, here's X and then get me all excited and then they not have X because Home Goods never has a guaranteed stock of anything at any given time.
Um,
So over the course of a weekend we went to 5 different Home Goods and just bought a bunch of Halloween crap. It was great.
okay, I'm writing this down. I've never been to a Home Goods.
all right, well,
It's one of those like if you can catch things on a good buy, great, and if you can't, watch the fuck out of your wallet because
all right. I'm gonna be straight with you. I'm more of a flea market guy because I'm a cheap
Oh,
oh
me
no,
bastard.
too.
flea markets are
Yeah, yeah. You gotta be careful with them flea markets, but that's where you save that money.
no. Well, this was definitely the like we're gonna splurge on decor once a year trip.
Okay. Stuff's been
I'm an
pretty.
estate sales sort of person myself because then you get to wander around people's houses.
Yeah. The estate sale is a fine wine of voyeurism. Anyway, hey everybody, welcome to the show. I am one of your hosts. My name is Mike Myler. I'm the editor for E Insider and a number of other. I do a bunch of stuff, and I'm here with my compatriots, who will introduce themselves now.
Okay, I'll go.
On the go. Go ahead, Akeem.
Uh, oh, okay. Hello, I am Akeem Favor. I am a TTRPG writer and designer, and sometimes sensitivity reader.
Excellent.
And I'm Savannah Broadway. I also go by Zan. I'll let you self sort. I'm the editor for the Gate Pass Gazette at EN World, and I am also owned by a tiny green dinosaur named Remy, who will occasionally make entrances, and who just pushed a bunch of buttons on my keyboard, so I hope everything's all good.
All right.
And if I look distracted today, it's because I'm currently having to work with one monitor, clearly the bane of all office workers everywhere. So I'll have to use my tablet as my second monitor.
Oh, that sucks. We got our COVID boosters yesterday, and I always get knocked down really hard. So I am putting forth a lot of energy, and I will have none afterwards. All right.
So now that all of our disclaimers are out of the way,
Yeah. We suck for the following reasons. Please leave. Now to continue. Um, who wants to kick things off? I feel like I'm always kicking things. I abdicate to one of you today.
let's see. So first off is our gaming conundrum or favorite character slash game slash in character lesson or favorite working project. So I guess my this is a foreshadowing to my Kickstarters that I'm interested in. Today I was going to bring up Screm, my shoebill themed Kenku, whose entire goal was to eat God. If you're not familiar with the D&D take on Kenku, it's essentially that the deity that created them made them like his servitors slash messengers, and they ended up stealing. I believe it was the ability to speak and like intelligence or something. It's been a while since I read it, but it made me very angry because the whole point is he got mad at crow people for being crow people and decided to curse them to only be able to mimic other people's words and to like never have a true creative inspiration, essentially. And also, I think and they lost the ability to fly. That's what it was. So like he was just an utter dick to like these little crow people.
Get him.
Yeah, look. And so my Screm was a great old one warlock. And from their point of view, they had been visited by the true deity of the Kenku, who had been usurped by this monstrous asshole, who was like terrible and cruel to them. So their whole goal was to track down this false god and devour him. Which, if you haven't seen Shoebill, I suggest a quick Google, because Shoebill are terrifying. And looking at a Shoebill, you would believe they would eat God. Yeah, that's also, Scrum was partially a great old one warlock because they refused to use the mimic ability that the god had cursed them with, so they only communicated telepathically.
That's cool.
Oh, that is sight.
And like because they were, raised as a more like bird-like person, were constantly like two of the other players or characters were twins, and one of them was like strong, strapping monk type, and one was a little sad sack cleric boy. And they were just like, why were you not kicked out of the nest to die? You are clearly the inferior. Your parents should have like concentrated on the more competent chick. And they're just like, why are you like this? They meant well, they were just confused. Akeem, looks like you've got a flurry of bullet points for us.
Yes, I always have flurries. So continuing from our last episode, I'm still kind of looking into developing a multi-pantheon world setting, and one of the things that I'm currently focusing on is evil worship. So basically, how to create a faith slash god that actually attracts evil people when it's an evil god. And I've just kind of hit that point where I was just like, okay, like I'm reflecting on like some of my old characters, and also just kind of doing a deep dive into my library collection, like pulling like Fiendish Codex 1 and 2 to kind of get inspiration. That's like 3.5, and then also horror adventures where they kind of talk about taint. So I'm kind of deep diving into that. I think it matched like the idea of spooky, which some people say spoopy season, where it's just like, all right, like all those evil cults that you see in movies and television, like what attracts them? Like, why did Bob decide that he wanted to quit his office job and worship like the archdevil of magic? Why did like Stacy decide that she wanted to like quit her job and decide to go out into the woods? She doesn't even like the woods. So just kind of like that sort of thing.
I know, like I understand that way more in like today's economy than I social climate than I can ever have before. But if Mysterious Eldritch Force was like, hey, come out to the woods and you won't have to do your taxes anymore, I would be.
Exactly. Like I get it. And so then like I had like a flashback to one of my favorite characters, which was I played in a game of Strange Aeons, which is a Pathfinder adventure. And the premise is that you kind of wake up in an insane asylum, you have trouble sleeping, and like you're just trying to recover like your memories of like how you ended up in the insane asylum. And my character was my like third or fourth foray into like here's a character who worships an evil god, and his whole thing was like I remember like the way that I like laid the I guess like the groundwork for it was when we were having like a conversation. Everybody basically, when you went to sleep, they had like nightmares, and I was like, yeah, I was having the nightmares too. And like I said, like the tattered man, yeah, and then the big ball of fire. The what? Did y'all not dream of the big ball of fire? No. Is that why you keep setting things on fire? They're unrelated, but I guess so.
Maybe.
Because like everybody else was, I know for my character, because like that's part of like the Pathfinder thing. Like you find out, you give your GM that freeway to determine why you were in the asylum. One of the things that I told my GM was, yeah, I don't know about everybody else, but my character probably should be in the asylum because he was a pyro before anything else happened, and I feel like that's probably why he got in there, and he just got worse.
Carnage situation.
Some
Hmm.
other people might have been framed or, magically messed with, but this guy, no, he probably bit.
Yeah, and I think like the culmination of that character was just I took a lot of very weird feats. So I had one point where it was, okay, you're being like slowly devoured by this mass of flesh and monstrous tentacles, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to smash an alchemist fire on it. You you're in it. Yeah. You know that means you're going to set. Yeah, I said what I said.
I played for
I didn't ask how big the room was.
my friend
Yeah.
Steve's character was this cleric of like the fire god, and if you took any fire damage, he wouldn't heal it. Like it did not matter if you were dying. He's like, no, 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 that's good. That's good for you. You need that sacred flame. That's divine. That's good stuff.
That is properly hicked up. Well done.
Oh, we would have gone like my character and his would have gotten along swimmingly because like essentially the background thing was I was dreaming of Cthulhu. Context: Strange Aeons has a lot of ties to H.P. Lovecraft, so then I was just like, all right, I worship like Cthulhu, and I don't know what that is. I just dream of a big ball of fire, and we vibe.
Very bad.
H.P. Lovecraft is so weird. It's like, oh, these unimaginable horrors and black people and eons from beyond.
Yep,
Well,
it's
and it
always.
doesn't. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You go.
I was gonna say it doesn't help that there's the H.P. Lovecraft mythos, which is, a time for all the reasons that Mike stated, and then there were other people who basically like expanded the universe, so it's only kind of tangentially connected to itself sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's it's over 100 years now, right? Like he wasn't a modern author by any stretch, right?
Yeah, and I will say, like, it's always been super fascinating seeing people wrestle with that history because I've seen a lot of various games, like, they will have an introduction specifically dedicated to here is like us addressing that history.
Problematic part of this. Yeah.
Exactly, and I actually appreciate that because it shows like people are cognizant of where it comes from. So,
Yeah, that's important.
Well, it's like one of my hyper focuses is the Conan mythos, and Robert E. Howard was pen pals with H.P. Lovecraft, and like I'm not saying it's not like racist, misogynist nonsense at times. It absolutely is, and like that's such an important thing you need to acknowledge. Because like, are there interesting things in there? Yeah. Are there like horrifyingly shitty things in there?
And stuff evolves with the times, right? Like, did you see the new Red? Do you like Red Sonja? See the new Red Sonja?
I never actually got into Red
it's,
Sonja.
Ah, I think she's great. She's just like Lady Conan. She's dope. But like yeah, there at one point she's like, give me some armor, and he gives her this like metal bikini, and she's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then like later on in the movie, she's like, give me some real fucking armor. And he's like, here you go.
I remember. So my introduction to D&D was my dad is a sketch artist, and as some of his like references for stuff, he had a Art of AD&D book.
That's cool.
And so Tiny Zan was looking through this, and of course there was so much TNA cheesecake nonsense sprinkled in there. And there was a description, and it showed like, and it might have been an illustration of Red Sonja, I don't remember, but it was the classic like, chainmail bikini thing, and the descriptor was like, the warrior woman is so skilled that not even a single, blow manages to pass her blade. And I'm like, Tiny Zan thinks this is bullshit. Like, you're trying to wrap this in competence, and you just want to see somebody in a
I'm
bikini.
calling some bullshit on this. I need to
Yeah.
see a ref.
Yeah, I've read the original Red Sonja stuff, and it actually has nothing to do with Conan, which is funny. But Red Sonja is just such a fun name, and I don't like mind the character that she's developed into, like that they took the Hyborian age tack, but it was more set in a like Solomon Kane era, like 1800s
Oh,
Mhm.
bit. It was called like Shadow of the Vulture, I think.
okay.
So she was like lady soldier of fortune sort of type. So,
Oh shit, that'd be cool. I'd be into that.
yeah.
Huh. I guess they just made the change so they could make the movie and just like keep pounding on that like theme they had set up with Conan the Barbarian with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, well, like clearly, swords and sorcery was like what was doing it
Yeah,
for
that's
folks
true.
at the time. So,
Yeah.
and there were some like Red Sonja esque figures in the original Conan stuff, but they were a little far, like few and far in between.
Hmm.
So yeah, this has been your Howard dump for the week. But I apologize, Akeem. We've gone slightly off track.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think it was off track. I That's pretty much all I had. I was just gonna say one of the more interesting things that I've been doing as part of that is really looking at Pathfinder has a feat chain basically that if you follow the obedience of like your god or like your demon or
mhm.
insert X like faction of Pantheon, you get bonuses and abilities that are tied specifically to that being. So I've just basically been deep diving of, okay, this is the demon lord of X. What does he actually give? Oh, okay. And what does he ask you to do in return? Oh dear, that is very inappropriate, but that matches like his whole thing of being like the demon lord of taboo.
Right.
So
One thing that I've always been kind of grumpy about, and I say this as someone whose other special interests is like depictions of hell and devils and things,
mhm.
is that like when you worship an evil deity, I don't think you should be tormented forevermore in the afterlife about it. Like not if you like you said, you take the line of feats, you do the obeisances, you know, do the whole thing, like okay, maybe a demon would find it hilarious to screw you over after all that, but like a devil would have to keep their deals, and it just feels like you should make a deal for like I want a cushy afterlife because you know I have slaughtered people in the name of you know Asmodeus or whatever,
See,
and the
See, that's
idea that like go ahead.
I was just gonna say I completely agree with you. Like that's my big thing where it's just even when I use like evil gods and beings and things, my big thought is if you are going through all of this effort in order to show that you are dedicated, like some of them are just insane where it's like, oh, in order for me to prove that I am a faithful follower of like the time unraveler, I forgot the exact like naming thing. It's like I have to put myself in a coffin full of worms and let them like go in between my flesh. And I just go like, I feel like if you died and then you
Without
went to
like
that, yeah,
uh,
like that demon lord would just be like, okay, you know, yes, I don't really care about like humanity, but like I appreciate the fact that you did that much. Like you're higher up on my list.
exactly. It just
Mhm.
well, and like this is a setting where people know divinities exist. They can talk to the dead. The afterlife is like a known quantity to at least an extent. People wouldn't keep following evil gods if all they did was terrible things to their followers. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's basically like it's an in club of like I'm terrible to everyone but you.
uh, well, all right. That's Evil Gods is a very wide net to cast, guys. So like, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like a bloodthirsty berserker bro like Conan, but like all stimmed out and just violent slaughtering everyone, that makes me evil. I'll probably end up with an evil god, and I'm probably gonna for the rest of the afterlife go eternally slaughter other dudes in the realm of the same evil god. That
Yeah.
it's I think when you know that there's gonna when like it's quantified that there is an afterlife, that like mortality just becomes this internship at a corporate
Mm.
autocracy. Like,
Yes.
Like you're gonna
Yeah,
do
that's
what you've been doing for the first couple years of your decades of your internship. There may be some room for advancement if you're really good, but watch out for Jerry over there in the corner. He's always scheming. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's
You know, that's
how I always thought of it.
that's actually a good. Okay, I'm writing that down. But like that's actually a good point, right? Because like once you know, like, okay, I am Bob. Once I die, I'm definitely going to like, I don't know, like the god of war's realm, right? And then I will continue to fight. That sounds like awesome. Okay, but like that also sounds like I'm just going to do what I was doing before.
Right. Like maybe you get better at it. Maybe they'll know where to put you best. But like you're in this trial period while you're mortal and valuable, right? That's when they want you. That's when they're like, oh, we can steal
Right.
this like promising aspirant from
Mm-hmm.
war corporate and fucking take him for us here at Mage Incorporated. Like, yeah.
Mhm. I forget
See,
what
this is
setting it was, but it was basically, if, especially if you were a cleric or a paladin, it became more and more difficult to raise you from the dead the higher level you were, because the gods
mm,
were like, "Yeah, we want you like over here for our divine war. We don't want to send you back to Earth."
That's a good. That's a
Like
good
it was
point.
something like the difficulty was raised by how high level you were, essentially.
I remember that. I also do not remember where I read that, but I maybe it was like early D&D. I just remember like that was a thing that I remember reading,
Could
like
have been
the
later
higher level you
because
go.
they didn't have paladins until I think 2E stuff, right?
Mm.
Maybe I know I read a lot of 3.0 and 3.5 splat books.
That might have been a splat
Uh,
book from 3. Oh yeah, that could be.
because that's where I got such weird misses as the Silverheart that I mentioned a few months ago, where you're a paladin on a unicorn.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Brony did. All right.
Well, technically, I'd say you'd be a Pegasister, but you're on a unicorn, not a Pegasus. So,
Pegasus is much better. Touche.
yeah.
Yeah, but I remember the most important part of that conversation was if you were aquatic, you ride a narwhal.
That's my favorite part.
Narwhals are dope. Like if you had to say like what's the most fantastical creature where like if you just like this doesn't exist, this is a fantasy, but it does exist. I think narwhal takes the cake.
Narwhal's up there. I gotta say, giraffes are more horrifying than we give them credit for if you stop and overthink them.
I mean, they're weird looking, but I don't know if I'd put them in the realm of like dragons and shit. You know what I mean? And narwhal.
Platypus.
So no, see, when you just look at the platypus, disagree. When you break down the platypus, agree. Right? Like you don't know it's poisonous and laying eggs when you just see it scurry across the water or whatever it's doing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just looks like a little varmint. And you're like, oh, whatever. You don't know like it's this weird, fucked up, fucking chimera. Like
People
Oh,
totally thought that actual platypuses were fake when they were first brought back.
that's fair. They're weird looking.
So like
this.
it's kind of like where people would attach monkeys to like fish and be like, "Look, it's a tiny mermaid."
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. The way you casually said that. Can I get a link? Because I feel like you got a bunch of hyperlinks for like taxidermied monkey fish mermaids, and we all
What
need to see
was?
them. So if you
I
Yeah.
I will uh, I will go find something real quick. Please continue.
okay.
But yeah, that's all I had. I just kind of thought it would be like a fun like discussion.
Yeah, no. I'm just thinking of like I got evil pantheons all over the place. So like the consider like I think it's a mistake to go about it and make it like you're trying to make something akin to the real world, right? Like that's not what its purpose was. All religions, like documentaries, have a fucking purpose and a message that they want you to walk away with, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
our religions here in this world that people live by and die by. In a game, like you should be objective about it, right? Like, cause you have that agency, you have that freedom, and you can fill in the details to make it feel more realistic afterwards. But start with the core of like, why do I need to have this evil fucking guy? What purpose is it serving? etc., 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 etc. Don't be like, how can I make this, Judeo? Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Just
Oh yeah.
what you need, and then work around afterwards. That would be my. Yeah, that's my suggestion.
Yeah. I will say like the mechanical aspect of Pathfinder where they give each individual like divinity edicts and anathema has been helpful, just kind of helping frame that mindset of like, okay, what does this demon lord actually care about? What is this thing like, of all the things that you could possibly do that a demon lord would allow you to do? It just goes like, no, not that. Definitely not that.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite parts about it. Unfortunately, it's difficult to replicate in other systems because Pathfinder is so much about the minutia.
Mm-hmm.
A million.
Because, yeah, because if you want to do something like that for say level up, they you'd have to be so broad about it because there isn't a set pantheon that you're locked into, like, and you don't get feats every other level, so that's not really encouraged and da da da. It might be worth doing, but it wouldn't be true.
Yeah.
Also, I posted a link to the Fiji mermaids, both in the chat room and on our Discord. Nope, head now. Oh, there.
Oh, it's skeletonized. Oh, wow.
I mean, they're skeletons now. They were taxidermied before, but yes.
Holy moly.
Yeah, they're not. They're not great things to look at.
Nightmare fuel.
Yo. Oh gosh, that reminds me. I forget what it was called. My partner was telling me about a horror book where one of the monsters was a taxidermied giant river otter. And that was horrifying, don't get me wrong. But if it was one of these things crawling around, that's also terrible. Also, I just had my mic up this whole time. Oh.
Wondering why you kept going in and out. I didn't realize that. Okay, all right, okay. What am I talking about? I got 2 playtests going in Miss Fakuma now, which is fun.
Yeah.
One playtest, two games. So the people who had their second baby were like, please, we need to play more. So we started that back up, much to everyone's surprise. And then I'm running the Epic playtesting for the Advancement Evolved, parcel spend your XP on features thing.
Nice.
He won that in Miss Fukuma, so doing that for one of my playtesters. And then I have a Kickstarter that I'm going to be launching in an hour-ish.
Ooh.
Classic NPC Codex. It looks like this.
Nice.
It is pretty
Very nice.
There we go. It's 60 NPCs.
I do love me some NPC codexes.
Bunch of
Codices.
I got ogres in here. I got future fugitive. I got a chrono hunter for that motherfucker too. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the battle chef. Yeah, battle chef.
Oh yeah.
But Battle Chef. Yes, good.
If anyone is interested, go look at the Kickstarter because the entire book is in the Kickstarter project video. All of it. The whole fucking book, every single page. That is what the video is because I woke up and realized I didn't have a video and I feel like shit from getting a booster. So, go play with my Kickstarter. Next thing. Oh no, I'm supposed to do segues. I'm with it. Don't worry. I'm all good.
Hey, we prefaced. It's fine.
Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit. So it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
It's long, but it's worth it. I love it so much. Okay. Favorite new projects that are not ours that we cannot profit from. Zan, why don't you... No, Keem, you start, because Zan started last time. There you go. Yeah.
All right. So I'm a little bit behind, but I just heard about there is a new Ghost in the Shell TTRPG that's currently in the works. They actually have a quick start guide and the character sheets just so that you can go take a look. They are still in development, I think. It's using the Forged in the Dark system. I took a quick skim through, and it looks interesting. I'm gonna try to do a deep dive this week, but as a lover of Ghost in the Shell, I do love it. They have divided up the attributes between like your ghost and your shell, and like that's how
Hmm.
you make rolls for different things. And of course, there are my favorite mechanic ever, clocks. I love clocks. And it's a fairly good quick start. They basically divided things up. Like there's a wizard hacker, there's like the ranger, which is basically like the soldier. Different like playbooks that you can use. So I'll just say it's free. Go check it out. Go play with it. I think it's pretty much. I think it's official. So that's an extra thumbs up, which means they'll probably get some more support too.
It's definitely official.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, Mike, I got your link queued up, so that means it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Phil Stone is a dope guy who has done a lot of illustrations for Ian World and Ian Publishing, and also stuff like Magic the Gathering. And his current project is this Demonology of King James the First, where he's got other people come along, but it's the same text that like actually written by King James the First, who like I guess studied demons and the occult for fun. Um, and yeah, it's got all these like dope, awesome black and white, super gothic, very, very, very cool illustrations. So if you are
Very
into that kind of
nice.
thing,
Which I think we have established that we are.
yes.
Yo, yes.
And yeah, Phil's a good guy. So
Nice. It looks very cool.
what you got?
All right, what I got. Yep. So I mentioned that Scrim specifically wanted to eat God. So that's what this is what inspired me to tell that story. It's a Kickstarter called Eat God, a tabletop role-playing game about causing problems on purpose. And it's essentially where you play as one of the folk who are just kind of funky little critters. And you have an ace up your sleeve, the rebellious art. And it goes into, what does it mean to eat God? Is it throwing off the systems of oppression? Is it the culmination of an error in our understanding of reality? Or is it that God is just a big tyrant in the sky and eating him means exactly what you think it means? So yeah, it's about reality warping martial artists who are funky little dudes.
And I checked that out, and I was just like, oh, these are like it's got parody vibes, and I was just like, oh, these things are absolutely adorable. It's kind of like a mix of it kind of has like Muppet flavorings a little bit, like with art style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so I like it. And I also just love like the fact that it was like you could also do it as philosophical. And what was it? I think like the three attributes are like ego, logos. Oh, ethos, logos, and oh darn, I forgot the third one. Pathos. Yes. So I was just like, ooh, this
Yeah,
seems interesting. So cool pick.
Yeah.
yeah. I also had, let's see. Um, yeah, apparently so. This one has 17 days to go, so I could plug it next time we're in there. But it's a South African mythology based monster hunting manga, which I feel is pretty rad. I haven't looked into it a ton. It was one of those like right before we started, this came up on as well my ads, and I'm like, well, damn, you're fighting demons with this like adorable rhinoceros companion who grows into a horrifyingly large rhinoceros companion. Good job.
That sounds so cool.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm down for a monster hunting trope in general, and like I said, this is an underrepresented mythology and that sort of thing. At least from the media that I've consumed. So yeah, that's the tweet.
treasure.
Okay. Oh, news. Now we're doing news. Oh, that's a bad thing to. Okay. All right. Hold on. I feel I gotta. I gotta.
Start from the bottom, work your way up.
Yeah. Hold on. No, that's not. That's not. No. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So to start off the news, we have something not great. A colleague of ours, Dan and I, who on the journalism side, did like articles for Ian World all the time. His name's Rob Wieland. He is no longer with us. He has passed away, which is unfortunate. If you played Shadowrun and a number of other games, he had his hands in there. And yeah. So. It's a good impromptu moment of silence, I think. On a lighter note, Wayne Brady is going to be in The Legend of Vox Machina. Vox Machina.
Which was a choice.
Yeah. He's apparently a really cool dude, and I don't know. I was listening to they did like live episodes of My Mama Told Me, and they had him on one of those, and he was really funny. I was surprised.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wayne Brady is actually very, very funny. Just because I just remember him from like Dave Chappelle skits.
Maybe the best Dave Chappelle show skit.
Mm-hmm.
Where I didn't know you like to get wet, Dave. Like that was fucking hilarious.
I haven't kept up with him since Whose Line, so I am utterly uninformed.
Oh shit! Yeah. So like he, I don't know. Let's not ruin it for you. Make it. Make a note to go watch the Wayne Brady Chappelle show skit. You're gonna laugh your ass off. It's really good.
Okay, then. That's my homework this week.
Leave it on there. The Scion got updated. Did you guys check out the new Scion in Unearthed Arcana? I just saw that it was out. I didn't even look at it.
I actually skimmed it just because I was like, oh, I just remember. I remember hearing like weird feedback from the first Scion where people was just like, you could have like a whole party of Scions and like basically do all the things. It's too much. So I was just like, ooh, I'm going to skim like the new Scion. It's interesting. They have like 3 different subclasses. They have like telekinetic. I forget like the actual terminology, but it's like telekinetic like specialties. There's like an interesting thing where it allows you to either like there's baseline things of like being able to telepathically talk to. Well, you have telepathy within like a certain range, but it's one of those things of my immediate question became like, do you have telepathy as in people can talk back to you, or can you talk just to people? Kind of like flashing back to like the warlock thing of, okay, like are people able to talk back to me telepathically, or do I can just direct my voice? But it's interesting. I'm gonna do a deep dive later, but I say,
which I feel like implies 2 ways.
Yeah, I agree, and sometimes like I had that same thing with Warlock, and then I realized like, oh, that's not how that works. So
it's sort of like, do fire spells catch things on fire? Because rules as written, the answer is often no, because some spells specify, so it implies that unless it specifies, you can't. So like,
yeah, and then like you activate like I forgot like the terminology for it, but it's like a psychic die, I think, and then you can expand the range so it goes out to like yeah. So then I was just like, again, like how does that work? Does that mean like I now know all of the brains within like a certain area? Can I like talk to people I can't see? Sometimes I look at it and like when I look at certain wording in D&D, I have to pause and go like, okay, now what is the actual limitation of this? What's the intent here?
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I would definitely say check it out. I keep saying interesting because it's like it's a neutral term until I can actually deep dive to have an opinion.
Mhm. Fair.
Interesting that there's just like 5 pages of spells that they are tossing in here, and then the rest are regular ass spells. unexpected move. I thought the last time they did the Scion, didn't it have like all of its own fucking repertoire of powers?
That's what I
Yeah.
remember, but I'm not actually sure.
I think it did. For the first edition of Scion, I hadn't had a chance to actually read like the actual mechanics of it. I just remember seeing like all of the feedback about it, which was it felt from what I've heard from like reviews and feedback, it was like the first one was just like it did too much. So now it's kind of a mishmash. I'm still still like deep diving, but
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, just 9 new spells. All right, cool. Yeah, maybe I'll dig into that later. I might have to make an epic Scion. Fuck. Not right now. All right. Oh yeah. So this is weird. Okay. So, the Starbreeze studio canceled their co-op D&D video game, and then Hasbro opened a new video game studio for Wizards of the Coast in Montreal to support D&D. And these are like 2 weeks away, or is it the same fucking week?
Does seem connected, yeah.
Yeah, September 30th and October 2nd. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm amazed at how bad they are at following through on a lot of this, right? Like, I tried to play that, is it Demon Stone? The hack and slash Dungeons and Dragons like buddy game that came out like 2-3 years ago. It was literally unplayable. It cost me more money to drive back to the store to return it than I got back for returning it, and I was happy to go return it.
Mhm.
Like it.
You just wanted to be rid of it entirely,
Yeah,
huh?
honest to God, yeah, it was unplayable. I was mad after I tried playing it. So like,
It's impressive how bad Hasbro is at like fumbling the freaking gold mine they're sitting on.
if they had just followed through, it would have been a fine game. Like, you could tell everything was there for it to be good, and they just needed maybe like 2 more months or whatever to like get everything to work just right, and they didn't get it. And it's fucking absolute piece of shit. And was the one they made for when they first released 5e, they had a I've got it on my Steam. Hold on, I can tell you what it's fucking called. It's in my Steam library somewhere. Fucking
was
Sword Coast Legends. Sword Coast Legends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. It's pretty much, the 5e engine like in the thing, but like they abandoned it quickly. So if whatever it could have been, how great it could have been. I don't know if it could have been as good as Baldur's Gate 3 is, because Baldur's Gate 3 has an enormous amount of production costs into it. But like it could have been in the same like fucking stadium. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that ongoing support was very meaningful.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
I
I'm
will-
not optimistic about this. They're just they can't seem to fucking hit the ball and then finish hitting the ball. They throw the bat as soon as it makes contact.
They bunted it best.
I feel like this is probably tied to one of the things that you brought up a couple of episodes back, where it was that whole thing of like D&D slash Hasbro was like trying to consolidate a lot of their stuff into a singular like office in terms of like lore and like what's the word I'm looking for?
Franchise model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, just because like it part of my thing with video games is that I feel like they work best when it is an actual video game company that is producing the thing versus, oh, we have like a division of a bigger company that is eventually going to do like a game. And it's like, I feel like you're not going to give them the budget that they need, because like that's not,
like
the focus is on the money that you make. Yeah.
Like the dudes at Larian Studios, when you finish the playtest, like anybody who did the whole playtest for like just like the first area of the game or whatever, they film like a special video where they come and they explain like, oh, I'm glad you liked it, but like things are probably gonna change, like a lot of things happen, and we need a lot more time to like, and it's like you could tell these guys actually fucking gave a fuck and understood
Exactly.
right? And like there's no
Well, and like Paizo ran into the same problem. Because there had been like plans for like a Pathfinder MMO back in the day,
remember that shit at
and
PlayStation? It was playable.
Oh yeah, every year.
But yeah, I think like that's one of the challenges with video game development, where it's like exactly as you like you put it. Like if you have a company that I make games, they have that expertise. They put forth like the extra effort of communicating with their fan base, talking to people, putting in love, putting in like hidden scenes. It's something that I don't know if a division of a bigger company is actually going to invest the time, money, and effort in order to do fully. But you know, I guess let's see.
Yeah, I think it's a lot
Yeah.
of people not understanding the market and making decisions on bad data. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, all right. Kickstarter United is striking.
Good for them.
Yeah. They
Good.
want a 4-day work week. I hope they get it. Good luck, guys. And they haven't called for a boycott.
Ah,
yet,
that
so
sounds rad.
if you're like, oh, I gotta back a Kickstarter soon because Mike's dropping one later today, like you can go ahead and do that. They don't want you not to. But yeah. 32-hour work week and minimum salary for a livable wage, which sounds fair because they are based in New York.
Oh yeah, and that place is expensive.
No kidding.
New York is fucking expensive.
No,
Minimum salary,
Remy, you
85,000
chew on my
though.
headphone cord.
Damn. That's low income in New York is 85,000. That.
The joke that I had was I was looking at apartments in New York and I was like, oh, it's only like 1,700. That's wait a minute, that sounds off. And I was like, oh, I see, it's 1,700 to share a room in like a 5-room flat where it's basically 10 people. And I was like, oh, yep, that makes
That's me.
yeah, and that's how expensive New York is.
No kidding.
My buddy Benji finally got rid of it. He had this sublet for the last, like, I don't know, 20 years? No, not 20 years. 15, 14 years. But it was, like, right by fucking Sunny and Amy's Deli in Alphabet City. And it was just, like, a closet room. And but he got it locked in, like, real low at, like, $1,100 or something a month. And he just kept
Wow.
that shit forever. And, like, he's been living in the Upper West Side with his girl, and she's got this much bigger place that she got rent controlled like hereditarily from her recently deceased parents. So like he's finally like, I just can't justify having this second place. We have to get rid of it.
Right.
No.
Not the sub, please.
Yeah, because every time I'm in town, it's just like, oh, me and Steph will just stay in Benji's apartment. Like, yeah, no, not anymore.
No.
Such a good deal. Okay, well, let's see. Other media of interest. I'll start. Ghost of Yotai is fucking sweet. So like it's, I got Ghost of Tsushima like years after it came out, so it was already super bugged, fixed, and everything, right? I've run into a couple of bugs in Ghost of Yotai, but nothing that like destroyed the game or like really fucked it up or whatever. My one complaint so far is that it just doesn't. Ghost of Tsushima. Have either of you played Ghost of Tsushima? Let's start there.
No.
Okay.
I have ogled pictures. It looks gorgeous. I've never played.
It is super gorgeous. It is crazy gorgeous. Akeem?
I have not played that.
Okay. Put it on your list. Grab it when it's, on sale or whatever. It's fucking so good. But the characters in it really felt like they created like a sense of community that I usually don't experience in video games. And Ghost of Yotai isn't quite following through with that. Like it's cool and what it's doing is cool and I like it, but like
Yeah,
I feel
good
like
girl.
they knew they weren't doing quite as good a job as in Ghost of Tsushima, and like they've added other stuff to try to like reinforce that sense of community that's not really pulling through. And yeah, I don't know, it's like 90% there out of it's 100. But like that is a very 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 minor complaint. Very happy I got the game. Can't wait to go play more of it after this.
Nice.
Yeah. 2 big thumbs up.
Nice. Akeem, did you have anything come to mind?
Nothing specific. I am still in Hades mode just because I find it super cool. Everything from like the little hidden gems, the artwork, the music, well, / soundtrack. And I think that's where I am. I've gotten obsessed with Hades, and then hopefully by the next time we have a episode, I will be moving on to something else. Otherwise,
Hades
it's just
2?
maybe. I did download. Well, I guess I could talk about kind of like the stuff that I'm excited for, which is that I downloaded a bunch of demos a while back. So I'm excited about like kind of getting into those and like experimenting. I think the one I'm most excited for is Shadow of the Road, which seems like it blends like steampunk esque with like medieval fantasy. So I'm about it. It's a
Oh, ew.
yeah. Like for me, I love genre
Okay.
blending and like odd
Mm.
duck stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, let me see this. And there's another one I got which is supposed to
Hellcat Games. Yeah, this should probably be pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's got Hellcat.
And then the other one I'm interested in is I downloaded. It's basically an it seems like, and this is based off of like me downloading it. I haven't played it yet. It seems like one of those games where it is an educational game where you kind of like learn as you play. It's I think it's called Mexico 19 something. I think the premise is that you are basically interacting with different things and like going back and learning the history of Mexico. So
1921, A Deep Slumber.
I think that that's it. Yeah.
Cool. Narrative adventure game about the awakening of a country. That's rad.
Yeah, because I saw that and I was just like, I don't know like what the mechanics are for this sucker, but I want to play.
Mm-hmm. That is fair.
Yeah. And I think that that's all that I have. Like I've just basically also kind of been looking into new anime, just getting recommendations from people because like I finished Spy X Spy up into like the episodes that they have that are subbed on Hulu. So I'm also looking into what was the other one? Like people have given me like suggestions on things that I now have a list for, and then I've been trying to because for my game I have people who have kind of themes to their characters. Started exploring some additional stuff like Godfather of Harlem for my player who said I want to be a leader and a tyrant in like as his like picks for like his callings to be like a crime lord. He says like I want to be able to help people, but I also want people to fear me. And I was like, okay, yep, let me go explore Bumpy again.
So it's like the Overlord games.
Oh, Godfather of Harlem.
Yeah, well, the Overlord games like being with the I'm going to help people, but I'm going to do it, dressed in evil armor with the assistance of goblin people.
Yeah, it's like his big thing is that he wants to be able to be like the safety in a port of like chaos and basically be scary enough that he wards off people who are trying to like go after his chosen.
I like that trope.
Yeah, and so for in Scion, the whole thing is like you pick callings, and I was just like, so do you want to be a leader or a tyrant? Well, I'm still figuring it out, but I want people to fear me, and I was like, okay, that is definitely tyrant.
Yep. Whatever else you got going on there, that is some tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Usually we would do design.
No, 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 no.
Oh, do you have
I get to do my other media.
I'm so out of it. Fuck. God damn it. Go.
Sickness
It's
got
fine.
him.
I spent a week out in the middle of a working forest watching my parents' chickens, and I did download Hades, but I promised my partner that I would start a fresh save and play it along with here. So I will put that to the side in favor of I finally played the Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and they make me so angry. Like, I've seen this thing touted as a cozy game. This is not a cozy game at all. I've seen people say it is their comfort game. That is valid. That is their choice. What is comforting about it? It's tragic. Like, I guess, spoilers for a 5 to, 10-year-old game. But, like, part of the whole point in the first game was, evil owl turns out to be tragic mother figure protecting her egg from what was objectively a very aggressive light tree. I'm just saying. And the egg is saved. The owl sacrifices herself. The Ori, the little spirit main character, and his little family raise the egg. And in the second game, the developers thought it was honestly a good idea to take this owlet, the symbol of like a mother sacrifice, and basically the whole point of the first game, and murder her. And I am so... They didn't. They ran it past playtesters, and playtesters were like, I don't want to play anymore, this is too sad. So they just like had her be in a coma for most of the game. But like, how dare they? And like, we had another evil owl in the second game, and the whole point was she was literally born blighted in a nest surrounded by her like petrified owl parents who had sacrificed themselves to let her hatch. And so she's like this horrifying bone owl monstrosity. And basically she's, shunned by everyone, and like she's never known kindness. Can she truly like embrace the light? And I'm here for a redemption story. Kuro, the first owl, got redemption equals death, and I'm like, surely with Shriek we'll get like redemption equals something else, right? No. Some just always choose the darkness, and the final scene has Shriek, after being defeated by the main character, careening away and like literally collapsing into the arms of her petrified dead parents and dying.
Oh.
And I don't accept this. Also, poor little innocent Ori, angelic little being who has to save the world all the fucking time, even though he is a tiny child, has to save everybody by turning into a tree and losing his family.
Oh.
And I'm so mad. How dare they? Also, someone was saying something during my rant, so please go on with that.
I'm just surprised you played the second game. Did you not finish the first one?
Oh, I finished the first one, and I'm like, oh no, cute, adorable owl has hatched. I must see what happens to her. And I foolishly loaded the damn thing up, and then I could not see what happened. But what was that, Akeem?
No, I was just thinking, when you were talking about like Ori becomes like a tree, it just reminded me of Persona Feast, where it's like, the main character basically becomes like the barrier between like the world and like their incessant need to basically die. And I was just like, that's the end? Oh. Now I'm angry. Exactly.
Right? Well, and if it's like, I've not seen that Persona game, but I assume that they're like a teenager because they're all teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yep. And I was just like, I actually find this interesting because, like, from a game standpoint, like, I always go like, do I actually want? Because like there were hints of like, yes, this is what's coming, but I also go like, do I actually want this ending?
Do you want the authoritarian content, or do you want fan service?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that is what fanfic is for.
That is what fanfic is for. But like, yeah, no. For my part, like, what's the good example for me? Brazil, the movie Brazil. There are two versions of the movie Brazil. The one version that Terry Gilliam made the ending for, which is very, very different in messaging from the second version that the studios like insisted on. They were like, this is too dark, it's too upsetting, so they like made him change it to where it gives you the impression that like the ending. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it was made in the 80s. The ending where this guy just gets like fucking 1984 to the max, and is like just getting tortured, like eyes out, like Clockwork Orange, all that stuff at the end. Changes to him like it being like a nightmare or something, and actually like blue open skies and like happy times, and that completely changes what the film is about, right? Like it's a huge violation of the intent. So like, yeah, it sucks, but like, would you really want the fan service, or you want to see, well, maybe not?
Yeah.
See, I could almost forgive them the rest of it in the name of that, except for killing Ku. because like, okay, yes, sad Shriek ending. We can go through trauma analogies and blah blah blah, but like the whole point of the first game was cool. It's just tone deaf in the name of trauma to kill her off.
That's fair. It's easy to go too far. It's very easy to go too far.
Yeah. And like Ori being a tree was apparently the intended ending for the first game, which is honestly what I thought was going to happen before I realized there was a sequel. So like, okay, fine, but like, yeah, you gotta be careful not to be sad for the sake of sad. And yes, this next part is usually where we do design stuff. Do you feel up to that, Mike? Because we are technically like at a reasonable end time.
No, Mike, you're super strong. You got this. You got this. I'm kidding.
No, I don't have anything. I woke up like 20 times last night. But yeah, I got my one shoulder's been messed up for a couple of weeks, and now it's starting to transfer into this shoulder, and this shoulder is where I got the shot. So last night was like, this was it. This was the whole night. Like I had to like, there was no raising the elbow on either side of my. So Steph's like, can you rub my arm? And I'm like, maybe. Like, over here, stay right there. Don't. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So no, I would like to, but I don't. You guys can. I'm done. I gotta get out.
No, I always like to mess with you.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you to everybody who watched and might watch in the future when I eventually get these on YouTube, which will be soon, I assure you.
At some period in time, it's fine.
Period in time, yeah. Did we figure? Oh yeah, we do. We have a which one of these buttons is it? It's not that.
I don't
one.
take no shit from anyone.
I like that one though. It's not this one.
What? We're flying to Philadelphia. Oh hell no! That's hell no!
I just love that one. Okay, no, we have an actual. Which one was it?
I'm gonna laugh so hard if you click the wrong one.
No, I have. Yeah, hold on. Here we go.
Yeah, boy.
Did I get the right one?
I can't hear it well, so.
I can hear it through your speaker.
God damn it, guys.
One day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. See everybody in 2 weeks, and we're gonna have a guest in 2 weeks. We're gonna have
Yeah.
a first guest. Oh.
Very exciting, and we're finally going to figure out Thaco.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think we will, but okay. I'm gonna try.
He's at least offered to explain it. Whether or not we can absorb it properly is a different question.
I mean, I think I.
Which reminds me, I should.
I don't understand why. Like, I understand it. I get it. But it's like, spiky sandals. Like, I don't understand why you would walk around with spikes jabbing yourself in the foot like that.
I'll have to send him the dark water stuff. So we have some context and can maybe eventually one day play a game.
Yeah, I just as a heads up for funds, I did explain to him like the conversations that we were having about Pirates of Dark Water, and he is interested in seeing the book and figuring out like how the book, like how the game actually works, and he is also super interested in figuring out. He's also interested maybe in playing Munchausen.
Ah, Loki would be boss at Munchausen. Haven't played Munchausen in ages.
Own actual companies with buildings and stuff will like hold up if they know I'm around, so that I can show up to play in the Munchausen game. Just really very telling.
Indeed.
All right. Okay.
It was the best part of Gen Con.
Yeah. It was honestly the best part of Gen Con.
Alright, take care, buddy.
Get your COVID
Later,
booster
everybody.
Also, I should preface this. I have terrible reaction. I'm still happy I got a booster, and everyone should also go get boosters. You can.
Yes.
The new ones are out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am all fortified myself, so.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You got your booster yet?
No, they were actually out when I went to go get mine, so now I got to go back.
All right.
Lucky you.
Good. Okay. We'll continue living, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Take care, everyone.
Okay, bye.